So, Sister Rita, you took the father away. But he's still my father and he still loves me. He loves me the best. We can have a fight about that. But the next one is Jehovah, God who provides. Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. And I can give you a list of things that God has provided for me. But I'll just say about 2 or 3 things. The first one is where I was living in Mitcham, somebody entered my house and set 2 fires, one on my bed and one downstairs. The house, quite a lot of things were burnt, but a friend of mine, she took me in, and the council gave me a flat, which was unheard of. God provided a flat for me, a 1-bedroom flat. And everybody was surprised because normally they will put you into a hotel and you got to find your own way. But God provided a council flat for me, a 1-bedroom flat. And I stayed in that flat for 3 years, and I could still be in that flat if I wanted to. But then, through different problems, this is another provision. When my mother passed, their house, there was dispute among the relatives about the house. And God provided papers. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But God provided the way where papers were presented that proof that the house was my stepfather's house. And I was able to enter that house, so I moved into Ealing. God provided those papers for me miraculously. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. My God, my provider, the person who was running the house, my parents' house, there were council tax owing on the house, lots of debts on the house. And God provided, again, papers. And I was called by the council people, and it says, I don't know why you should be paying this money. And everything was cancelled. Another provision. My God, my provider. The house in Ealing, it was raining one day, and the rain was pouring into the sitting room. The ceiling water was pouring down into the sitting room. And I said, Father, you are my father. You're a father to the fatherless. I have no husband. Sorry. You are my husband. No one fixed that roof. Until I left that house, the rain never came through. My provider. I was working with Jewish Care, and it came a time when they were really cruel to me. And I decided I was going to leave. And I was planning to take them to court because there were several things that they were doing to me. And I was still living in Ealing. And I decided to come back to Mitcham again. I moved back to Mitcham. And I was the assistant manager. It was a residential home for the elderly. And it was my weekend on one weekend. And on my desk, would you believe it? On my desk was papers that they had written to each other, stating that on the interview, one of the papers said on the interview that even though they had not discussed it with me on my interview, that I'm supposed to be living within, I think was less than 5 miles. This was in North London. It's Jewish case in North London. So when I'm on call, I have to be no less than 5 miles. And can you believe it, how careless that those papers were on my desk. On my desk. I just took photocopies and I put them back where I know they're supposed to be. So when I took them to court, because I don't know if Pastor Eric remembered that, I asked Pastor Eric what to do. Even though I had given in my notice and I was leaving, but it was, what is it called again? Constructive dismissal. And I took them to court and I got 2,000. First of all, they offered me 700 and I said, you can take it and stick it there. And then when you had to present your papers to them and they saw a copy of what they had written about me, they had to surrender and give me the 2,000. God, my provider. Hallelujah. Amen.